Because right now, thousands of runners from Hawaii and around the world are making their way through Waikiki and out to East Honolulu. They took off along Ala Moana Boulevard at 5 o'clock this morning for a 26.2-mile course that stretches through Hawaii Kai and ends at Kapiolani Park. And we continue our team coverage now of the Honolulu Marathon with KITV4's Andrew Pereira. He's standing by on Kilauea Avenue near the mile marker 10 on the race route. Good morning, Andrew. How's it looking?
Hey, good morning, Jill. Good morning, Paul. It's looking really good right now, actually. Those cool temperatures that Paul talked about still holding up. A nice cool breeze. It's about 73 right now. And as the runners make their way through the 10-mile marker, you can see that they're headed downhill along Kilauea Avenue. So that's a welcome respite after going up Diamond Head and that steep hill that climbs up Diamond Hill that we're also familiar with. And you would think that the Honolulu Marathon is one of the easier marathons around the country, but actually this is a very hilly course and actually quite challenging. So this year with these cool temperatures, it's definitely a nice reprieve for these runners. We saw the leaders pack for the men come by this location at about 49 minutes, so a really good pace for the men. The women were about 6 minutes behind them. They came through at the 10-mile marker at about 54 minutes after the start of the race at 5 a.m. And a lot of colorful characters. We see some folks dressed in costumes as they come by us. And we have 10 Kenyans on the men's side taking part in the race. And actually the Kenyan ambassador is going to be meeting them at the finish line. Also at the finish line today, 34,000 malasadas. So perhaps some of these folks are running a little bit faster to get to the malasadas. 26.2 miles when all is said and done. Now among those Kenyans running in the race today is a Julius Arile, sorry about that. And he's actually a former cattle rustler in Kenya, and he started carrying an AK-47 basically at the age of 15 and raiding cattle, but became a pro runner at 23, laid down his gun, and now he's doing work with the United Nations. He's one of the Kenyans running in the race today. The top men in the race are mostly from Africa. You have Wilson Kipsang from Kenya. You see his best time ever. You see Marcus Giannetti from Ethiopia. You see his time, best time ever posted. And then, of course, Nicholas Manza, also from Kenya. His best time, 2 hours, 6 minutes, 34 seconds. Now, on the women's side, you have Svetlana Zakharova, who's a former 3-time winner of the marathon. And she's actually probably running her last race. You see her best time there up on the screen. She was inducted to the Honolulu Marathon Hall of Fame leading up to today's race. So her contributions to the race duly noted. She's been inducted to the Hall of Fame. Some of the other top women, you have Misakir Mikonen of Ethiopia, and then you have Iri Okubu of Japan. And of course, we have many interesting stories, as always, with any marathon race. There's one woman that I've spoken to, Julie Weiss of California. She is running 52, get this guys, 52 marathons in 52 weeks in honor of her dad, who died of pancreatic cancer. And so she's raising funds for that disease, which took her father suddenly in just a matter of 35 days after the diagnosis. So many of those heartwarming stories and lots of color. You see some of the folks coming by here in costume right now as they make their way along Kilauea Avenue. So we'll be following the progress of the race throughout the morning, and you can see just thousands of people coming by Kilauea Avenue. Again, the official registration number, 31,083, 16,283 of those folks from Japan, which could be a record year of economic stimulus for the marathon. I'm told as much as $120 million of economic stimulus for this race, which could be the best ever. Guys, back to you.
Well, while you were speaking, Andrew, we did see Brian Clay run by you there, and hour 30 into the race, he didn't even look like he was breaking a sweat.
Yeah, taking it easy out on the course there, and obviously running by, a lot of the runners there behind you, giving us the shako, waving, a lot of energy still early on in the marathon. Now,
Andrew, you were saying that that's Brian Clay's first time running this race, correct?
Yeah, and of course, and he's of course the 2004 silver medalist for the decathlete and the 2008 gold medalist, and he's running with his wife, Sarah. So his first ever marathon. It'll be curious to see what time he pulls in. But you know, being a decathlete, you'd have to figure that he's going to be up there. But perhaps, you know, he's taking a little bit of an easier pace with his wife, Sarah, coming along. But the men, the top men are running a blistering pace. They're running 5-minute miles. The women are running about 6-minute miles. And the women, actually, the top women in the world running this race are actually faster than the best men from Hawaii, the best racers from Hawaii. So you're talking just about a blistering pace, and about an hour and 40 minutes now into the race. The top finishers for the men are only about a half hour away from finishing this race, which started at 5 a.m.
All right, Andrew, thanks a lot for that update, and we'll be checking back with you in a few minutes.